I did challenge my opinion on Lamar Jackson. I dug deep. I watched a ton of film. I challenged my beliefs on Lamar Jackson, and I want to dive into Lamar Jackson very deeply because I'm offering a rebuttal and kind of a counterpoint to arguments I've made in the past about Lamar Jackson. Take some water first. Here's one thing I know. Here is one thing I know for a fact about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is not a wide receiver. If I'd worked my whole life for something, and not only worked my whole life, but I'd had a ton of success, and then someone else walk up to me and tell me to switch positions, oh, I would hate that. That would make me angry. In fact, let's play a scenario. Let's say I build an incredible YouTube channel. I get 1 million subscribers. And Fox Sports comes up to me and says, Zach, we love your work. We love your YouTube channel. We want to hire you as a cameraman. Nope. No way. I'm not switching positions. No way, Jose. Lamar Jackson is a quarterback. And you know why Lamar Jackson is a quarterback? Because Lamar Jackson says he's a quarterback. Lamar Jackson doesn't want to play receiver. Therefore, he would fail at wide receiver. Lamar Jackson would not work at wide receiver because he doesn't want it. And if you don't want it, you can't make it happen. So that short-lived theory is over. The short-lived theory that Lamar Jackson should switch from quarterback to wide receiver, it's dead. It's over. So what I did was watch a ton of tape on Lamar Jackson today and last night, and I learned a lot. I really did. I learned a lot about Lamar Jackson. There are two really dumb criticisms. First, I want to say this. So Lamar Jackson, I watched interviews, I watched tape. I love the dude. My goodness. What a guy. I mean, it's funny. We have Baker Mayfield has all kinds of off the field issues. We worry about his maturity. Josh Rosen, rumors he's a bad teammate. Lamar Jackson is squeaky clean. You can't say a bad thing about him. And you watch an interview with Lamar Jackson, not only is it hard to not like Lamar Jackson, it's easy to love Lamar Jackson. This dude, I mean, I was watching an interview with Dan Patrick. I'm not a big Dan Patrick guy, but he's a good interviewer. And Lamar Jackson's talking about how he would have voted for Deshaun Watson for the Heisman. And that's so cool. He's humble. He's great. He's hard to hate. Easy to like. I like Lamar Jackson. I'm rooting for him. Like, I'm a fan of his now. After watching him and investing time and kind of learning who he is, I like Lamar Jackson. Good dude. Interesting guy. Now, there are two really dumb criticisms of Lamar Jackson I want to talk about right now. The first criticism of Lamar Jackson is that Lamar Jackson has a bad completion percentage. This is a terrible criticism. It's stupid. Lamar Jackson should not slide in the NFL draft because of his completion percentage. So you have all these quarterbacks, and Lamar Jackson's like the fifth thought of quarterback in the NFL draft. Well, Lamar Jackson's completion percentage in college was 57%. Oh, it's alarming. It's bad, right? Then you realize Josh Allen, the quarterback from Wyoming, had a 56% completion percentage. So I even did this. I talked about Lamar Jackson's completion percentage. Total hypocrite. Totally wrong. You can't criticize Lamar Jackson for having a bad completion percentage, but then love Josh Allen, who also has a terrible completion percentage. No consistency there. That doesn't work. Nope. Not to mention, I watched every single play Lamar Jackson had last year. Dude, I watched film till like 5 a.m. I stayed up all night. It was crazy. Lamar Jackson dealt with so many drops. And when your receivers are dropping passes, that significantly hurts your completion percentage. So that's an unfair criticism of Lamar Jackson. You cannot say Lamar Jackson won't be an NFL quarterback because of his completion percentage. It's not true because of drops, and it's not fair because you're not penalizing Josh Allen for the same thing. Another bad criticism of Lamar Jackson is to say that Lamar Jackson has bad throwing mechanics. That is stupid. There is no correct way to throw a football. Maybe Aaron Rodgers, like you really wish everybody threw the ball like Aaron Rodgers. But if a guy like Phillip Rivers, who has the ugliest throwing motion I've ever seen in my life, if a guy like Phillip Rivers can be an NFL quarterback, a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback, it doesn't matter. If the ball gets there, it gets there. It doesn't matter. Like, look at my jump shot is pretty broke. But if I was making every single jump shot and it looked terrible, I wouldn't care. Hey, it goes in, doesn't it? I look at Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball's jump shot, pretty weird looking. It goes in. You can't worry about mechanics. Worry about does the ball get there. And the ball, I don't know. I just don't think you can criticize his mechanics. It'd be nice if he fixed them. It'd be nice. But Phillip Rivers has this weird, unorthodox throwing mechanical position. It doesn't make sense. His arm, he punches when he throws. It's ridiculous. You can't criticize his mechanics. We'd like him to be better, but hey, mechanics are mechanics. There's no correct way to throw a football. Now, here is after watching a ton of Lamar Jackson tape, a lot of footage, watched all these games. Lamar Jackson versus Mississippi State, versus Clemson, Purdue, Florida State. Over and over and over, I watched Lamar Jackson film. Here's what I never saw from Lamar Jackson. This is my one criticism and my one concern of Lamar Jackson. I never saw Lamar Jackson win a game from the pocket. It's concerning. How do you win in the NFL? If you're a quarterback, the way you win in the NFL is with your arm and from the pocket. And Lamar Jackson relies on running almost every single play. Now, to his credit, he has somewhat of a Russell Wilson quality. I mean, you watch Lamar Jackson, he takes a play that should be a sack. Lamar Jackson will take a play that should be an 8-yard loss, scramble out, avoid the play, turn it into either a huge gain or a no gain. I mean, Lamar Jackson makes something out of nothing all the time, very similar to what Russell Wilson does for the Seahawks. And that's really uncoachable. That's incredible. But Russell Wilson can also win a game throwing from the pocket. And I simply could not find a game where Lamar Jackson did that. Running is part of his game. Not necessarily bad. And the dude's never gotten hurt. So, I mean, you can't really say Lamar Jackson will get hurt. I mean, the guy took a ton of hits in college, never got hurt. But, I mean, the way you win in the NFL, plain and simple, the way an NFL quarterback operates is you have to be able to win throwing from the pocket. And we didn't see Lamar Jackson do this. And that is alarming. You can't predict Michael Vick. Look, if Lamar Jackson turns out to be the next Michael Vick, I am totally okay with that. I am so okay with being wrong on Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson turns out to be Michael Vick, look, you know what? Michael Vick is 1 in a million. So if that's what happens, hey, my prediction's dead wrong. But I'm concerned about Lamar Jackson in the NFL because I have not seen him dominate from the pocket. His arm concerns me. It does. It's the way he plays. I don't know. Maybe I'm dead wrong. I would draft Lamar Jackson. I would, because his upside's there. I mean, if the dude can figure it out, oh my goodness, Lamar Jackson is scary. He's an incredible talent. Now, I also wonder, though, will Lamar Jackson's athleticism be as effective in the NFL as it was in college? Because in the NFL, you're going up against much stronger, faster, better athletes. So everybody he was able to outrun or make miss in college, will that still work in the NFL? I have no idea. Here's what I do know about Lamar Jackson. I know this. Sam Darnold will not have an 80-yard running touchdown next season. But Lamar Jackson could do that. And that is uncoachable. It is unbelievable. There's a special quality Lamar Jackson has, a Michael Vick-esque type of quality. And we've seen a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of running quarterbacks come out of the NFL draft over the years, and we say, oh, he could be the next Michael Vick. and it never happens. Well, if anybody can be the next Michael Vick, it's Lamar Jackson. If anybody, because Lamar Jackson's the best running quarterback we've seen since the great Michael Vick. If anybody can do it, it's Lamar Jackson. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, please help me grow by sharing this with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit. Help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. And if you want more, if you like this podcast, if you like my content, you can find Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and also on YouTube.